what is happening in the gaming sector as such, because there are so many play to win games which are happening. There are so many real money games which are happening. There is poker, rummy, fantasy Premier League, and all kinds of things. So what exactly how is intellectual property approaching this? Now, there is obviously the whole debate about game of skill versus game of chance, and what exactly is where are we? Do we have a legislation which regulates this? Number one, why does everyone prefer to go to Sikkim to do online gambling? Number two, how can I gamble in Goa but I can't gamble in Delhi? Is number three. So, in any order that you feel comfortable, if you would just address these three questions.
See, very simple. In the simplest sense, game of chance, betting, sattebazi, everything is illegal. And game of skill is legal. Cricket, football, everything which involves skill. Now, question is, what is skill? And the code says that even the smallest hint of skill, which basically requires acumen, intelligence, anything, is skill. So if for any game, a fantasy sport, आप टीम बना रहे हो 11 players की, 5 players की, blah blah blah, उसमें आप skill involved है. That you are looking at the background of the players, you're seeing how is he performing in the IPLs, you know, with this bowler in front of him, तो वहाँ skill आ गया. लेकिन जहाँ पे आप कह रहे हो आज कोहली जाएगा और उसको जाते you know, he'll fall ill. वो skill नहीं है. It's speculation, right? So that is game of chance. The game of chance is not allowed. Now, because it's wagering. So Contract Act पढ़ा है सबने? Contract Act में Section 31 है, 3031. It clearly says that game of chance is wagering, right? तो उसमें वो allowed नहीं है. We have central legislation and state legislation for gaming and gambling. So, gambling is regulated by both center and state can form their own respective legislations. Several states says we allow game of skill, we don't allow game of chance. State says gambling नहीं होगी, gambling houses में raids होती हैं, gambling तो allowed ही नहीं है. Certain states like Nagaland, Sikkim, they allow lottery. So lottery is out there.
Isn't lottery a game of chance? But
Yes, Lotto, Super Lotto.
but I thought game of chance is not allowed.
No, so lottery is a different legislation altogether. Under Public Gambling Act, the states are given a prerogative to issue license and regulate it as a res ex commercium, just like liquor or tobacco. So that's how the lottery business is regulated. And it's an intra-state thing. It cannot go outside Sikkim. Goa में जैसे casino हुआ, so the Goa law says that it cannot be on land. And Delton, the Delta Corp, the owner's wife is Mrs. Zia Modi, ACB Partners. So they opened a casino on river. हम land पे नहीं, हम river में. So that's how they, use the law in their favor. So certain states also does not allow any game, whether of skill or chance, which is played for stakes. So जहाँ पे भी आप stake लगाते हो, जहाँ पे भी you are earning money. Telangana is a state, say for example, Karnataka, Gujarat, there's so many of them. And we have been filing raids and getting favorable orders from all these places. That because Supreme Court says rummy is a game of skill. There's clarity to an extent that poker is a game of skill. There's clarity to an extent fantasy sport is a game of skill. लेकिन जहाँ पे clarity नहीं है, वहाँ पे issue है.
So which is not game of skills. For me, the way I look at things, every game is a game of skill. I mean, Sudoku is a game of skill. Crossword is a game of skill. Minesweeper is a game of skill. Halo is a game of skill.
Minesweeper, I'm not sure if it's a game of skill. Is it?
I don't know how many of us have played. Has anyone played Mines? Oh, this is not that generation. Wrong audience.
I know Counter-Strike was a game of skill.
So which exactly is a game of chance?
Anything which is speculative, like, anything which is wagering. बारिश होगी कि नहीं होगी? That's game of chance. Tambola. Horse racing is again, it's clearly an exception carved out under law.
But this is very unsettling. Horse riding is as chance as anyone can be.
But
I mean-
caddy, but you know, the horse.
Dog racing, then what about, let's say I come out with a new sport called dog racing, where I take all the dogs in the society and I force them to run against each other, and then someone comes to me, oh, this is chance.
But that is not an exception created, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying, in a perfect world, obviously I can't race dogs. No, but then what would
Gambling at me.
what would permit horse racing but not dog racing? And if okay is horse racing, why not mule racing?
The racing part is skill, right? But whether that dog will win or not, is betting.
I have trained my dog to be a great runner.
But you are not betting, maybe. But the people who are betting, now that's why they created an exception for horse racing. They never created exception for any other form of racing. Otherwise, they could have done so. But wherever there is, see, how they define game of skill is what is not game of chance, which has some preponderance of skill that is required. So anything which is purely a game of chance, like anything which is betting, sports betting ho gaya, gambling ho gaya, matka ho gaya, you know, there are matka kings, one of famous terminology. All these are gambling, you know, these are absolute pure game of chance. So that is illegal, that is not allowed by the central legislation. The states can formulate their laws and say to this extent I can allow it.
That's why you need a lawyer, because obviously it's all very muddled up to the state.